Tell us first about the Tuesday Night Cafe performance, where it was your very first time.
Oh yeah, Tuesday Night Cafe, if you haven't checked it out, it's a wonderful, long-standing, multidisciplinary open mic / booked mic space for
we were just
singers.
there the other night.
Oh nice, like singers, any kind of performer.
Where's Jenny Yang?
There's live art there. But you know, I'm an associate artist there. I've been there for a while before doing poetry, but that was just the natural place for me to try stand-up for the first time. I don't even call it stand-up. I literally was just like standing there reading off notes, and I didn't even know if they were jokes. I just wrote something that was I don't know, this ideas. They weren't even fully jokes. I didn't know what jokes were, you know, and so I still kind of don't. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, what is a joke?
I don't know. I'm not going to be able to define it for you. If it makes people laugh, it helps. So, yeah, so that's what I did. I just read it, and there's probably some kind of tape somewhere or recording of me doing it and kind of getting some laughs, because I think I used the word dingleberries, and that's always a funny word, especially if you refer to genitalia as dingleberries. But yeah, that's basically what I did at Tuesday Night Cafe. But it's such a supportive and warm environment. It was like the only place that I could possibly do it.
Oh, we were like, oh my gosh, Jenny Yang was there. You know, we definitely got to go.
Aw, yay! Thank you.
So tell us about the Disoriented Comedy show, the very first one.
Yeah, so in July of 2012 was 3 years ago, almost exactly, right? We did the first ever Disoriented Comedy show was the kickoff to a mostly female Asian American stand-up comedy tour that never existed before. And we're like, you know what, let's just try it, let's just do it. And we did it at the David Henry Hwang Theater, or East West Players Theater, in Little Tokyo in Los Angeles, which has so much sort of historical meaning. It's also the venue, the backdrop for Tuesday Night Cafe, actually, because Tuesday Night Cafe is out in the courtyard of that space. And so it was just a logical space for it. We sold it out. It was an incredible night. We had an amazing lineup of comedians, and you know, some of us who did that show only had started stand-up for a year or two or three, you know, and so that was so special, and it was the opportunity for me to have done enough stand-up to say, yeah, I think I'm taking this more seriously, and to say, Mom and Dad, this is an important part of my life. I would love it if you could see at least me do some of it.
And I know your mom left a voicemail for you right after the show.
Oh, yeah.
And I was watching one of your videos, and you got really emotional about it.
Oh, yeah.
Tell us about that moment what did she say, and what struck a chord in you?
You know, my mom, you know, my family is not a very talk about emotions, kind of give feedback type of family. It was, you know, very much just, you know, how do we make sure we sleep well, we eat well, do well in school, right? You know, really take care of the basics. And I think for me to hear my mom, especially now that she's older and I'm older, you know, to call me and say, you know, I was just thinking about the performance. She didn't understand a word of it, but she was in the middle of this sold out crowd, right? And saw how people reacted and was very proud. She felt the need to call me a few days later and just say, wow, I was so proud of you. I didn't know that my daughter had these talents. I know you had other talents, but I didn't know you had these talents. And so she just wanted to tell me that she was really proud. And you know, it's one of those things that, like, I grew up very independent and I always did well in school, etc. And they were happy if I just gave them a straight A report card or got some award or something. But you know, it was definitely the kind of compliment or feedback and show of care and support from my mom that I wasn't necessarily asking for, but I was so grateful when I got it. Yeah.
I know you kind of teared up when you first heard it. Tell us about that moment.
Oh, yeah, you know, when she left the voicemail, it was totally unexpected, so it totally made me cry. And because it was so sincere and so out of the blue, I just was like, Mom, you're the best. Wow.
And it kind of solidified your moment of, okay, wow, I'm doing comedy. And
yeah, it was just it's just a nice affirmation from my mom. Like I said, I was still gonna do comedy whether or not I had that voicemail from my mom, you know, but it was just a nice bonus because I don't know if people know this, but you know, stand-up, it's very iterative, meaning you just try a little at a time and you just kind of workshop it every little time. Every moment is a workshop, every joke is a workshop. You know, you're always just getting constant feedback about whether or not it works when you go up on stage. and you really want to really love it and really want it to keep going, right? Because you're not going to do it 100% correctly the first time, or even times after that. Veteran comics also don't hit every single time, and so for me it was just really nice to get that type of reinforcement. Like every time someone says good job or likes a post that is sharing about a show or what have you, or anyone who gets a ticket, I receive that as supportive energy, Yeah. So whether it's coming from my mom or your interest in my story and wanting to share about the work that I do, I always I'm very grateful for that, because that's the only thing that will keep me going, both internally, right, as a creative person, as well as spread the word about the work that I do, which if you don't have an audience as an artist, then it's tough to say that you can make a living from it or spend a lot of time on it, right?
Yeah, I'm your audience.